Shalom, shalom. I want to begin this lesson off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Chakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who have taught us this truth in the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. I'm Shaquat, and I'm back here with another lesson, Lord willing, is edifying to the hopeful elect. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatam. To you sincere Akyam Wa Akwath, and a sincere Shalom to you brothers out there pushing this truth out on the highways and the byways and through the YouTube lessons, man. Shalom to you all. Lord willing, this is edifying. Alright, so the title states in quotations, we aren't going to be taken over, or we are never going to be taken over. However, I entitled that, just to make sure. Yeah, we aren't going to be taken over. Right, we aren't going to be taken over. Let me go ahead and... There you go. We aren't going to be taken over. And that's what these Edomites believe. All right, I overheard a conversation between one of my Edomite co-workers and a random customer, who was also Edomite, and a random customer. They were, going back and forth about stuff happening in the news and all that whatnot with Trump government shutdown. One thing that the customer Edomite said was, we aren't going to be taken over, because that's what the co-worker said. He was like, no, they're going to He was like, we aren't going to be taken over. And I was like, oh, okay. Esau is very prideful. America's built itself up to a point where they believe they're untouchable. That's why the scriptures call it the virgin daughter of Babylon. It's untouched. But it also calls you a great whore, because you're going to be touched. All right? No longer are you going to be that delicate virgin anymore. All right, so America is indeed going to be taken over. Matter of fact, it's going to be more than taken over. It's going to be fucking destroyed. All right? It's going to be fucking destroyed. So I wanted to start with this precept just to show Esau, just to show the mindset Esau is in. When you go to the book of Obadiah, hell, you can go to Jeremiah 49. It's going to say the same thing, right? So Edom will be humbled. This is Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 1. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord power concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. So Esau has been made small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. The heathens hate these people, man. We hate these people. What does it say in Jeremiah 51? It says, the nations drunk of the cup, and now they are mad. So they're mad now, right? The pride, here's the point, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. And who is that? The Edomites, the so-called white people. Where do they come from? The mountains, the rocks, right? The Caucasus Mountains and all that, right? Don't they call themselves Caucasians? There's a reason. Whose habitation is high, all right, because the Lord lifted him up. That saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? All right, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, which is the highest flying bird, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. All right, so listen, man. Esau is very prideful. They don't believe that they can be touched. They don't think that they're ever going to fall. All right, they believe that their kingdom is genuinely going to go on forever. And that's Psalms, I believe it's Psalms 49, right? Let's see. This should be Psalm the 49th chapter. Yeah, Psalm 49 and 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. right? So these people genuinely believe that they're never gonna be cast down out of rulership, or America's not gonna not gonna be defeated. No, yeah, you're crazy, dude. You've lost your mind, because according to these scriptures and according to what we're seeing out in the world right now, how it's lining up with prophecy, with biblical prophecy, America is indeed gonna be destroyed. But like he said, oh, we're not gonna be taken over. Yeah, the hell you are. It's gonna get fucking bad. All right, just to get a couple precepts concerning the matter, you just go to Isaiah 34. God's wrath against the nations, which is against Babylon the Great. Isaiah 34:1. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, all you heathens, man, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter, which is bringing them to the valley of Jehoshaphat, or how you really say Yahweh or Yahweh's judgment. It goes into that in Joel 3. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses. All right. And the mountains shall be melted with their blood. All right. There ain't gonna be no burials, man. And you Edomites, when we capture you, when we come back off those chariots, Lord willing, we have that number. Your first order of duty, as according to the book of Ezekiel, the 39th chapter, is it 39 or 38? It's one of those two chapters, 38 or 39. Your first order of duty. Ezekiel 37, Ezekiel 38. So yeah, Ezekiel 39. Forgive me. It's Ezekiel 39 for sure. Yeah, so your first order of duty is going to be picking up these damn stank-ass bodies. All right? And cleaning up the place. And all the host of heaven shall be dissolved. And the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. Now, what is that talking about? Meaning, what does it mean the heavens go be rolled together as a scroll? Don't worry, I'll show you. Right here. Heaven's going to be rolled together as a scroll. This is what this is going into. Let me see if it will hems up even if I just type that. It says in Revelation 6 too. So they bullshitting with it. But we know it's talking about the nuclear mushroom cloud. I couldn't get it out. So it says, and all their hosts shall fall down, as the leaf falleth from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. And if you ever seen or heard a fig fall off a fig tree from a good distance and hit the ground, that's a little motherfucking fig. The figs are very small, but when they hit that ground, it's like a big thud. Like you knew it. You knew a fig fell off the tree. So imagine that times like a fucking billion pounds. I may be over exaggerating, but them nukes, them gonna be them an issue, them a problem. And there's gonna be there's gonna be 200 million nuclear warheads shot over onto Babylon the Great alone. This is not even including the return fire that Babylon and Israel are gonna send on them. And it's not even including the new shot on Israel. This is America alone. They're going to get shot with 200 million nuclear warheads. That's according to Revelation, the 9th chapter, in the 16th verse. Right? For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. Now, who is Idumea? Who is this judgment that's going to come down upon? Now, all the heathens going to get a judgment, but who did the Lord single out right here? Idumea. What is that the Greek word for? That's the Greek way to say Edomite. Edom. I'm going to show you. Let's go to the word Idumea.
Strong's H123. Edom. Edom.
Edom. And how you say it in Hebrew is Adawam. All right. Edomite. Descendants of Esau. Land of Edom. All right. So there you have it. So it's talking about Edomites. All right. I can't click out of here. So we're going to read that again from the top. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon all, that's like upon Idumea, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. All right. And it says, the sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For Yahweh hath a sacrifice in Basra, which is the chief city, the capital city of the land of Edom. All right. And a great, which that's not talking about the judgment is going to take place over there in Basra, by the way. All right. The Basra that is talking about right here is talking about America. Can a place be spiritually known as something? Absolutely. All right. I just referenced Elder Apostle Gabar's video. Literally type in on YouTube, can a place be spiritually known as? And then put daily edification for it. Should come up. He made this a while ago. All right. Revelation 11 and 8 should tell you that. All right. So this Basra here, contrary to the Genesis Israelites, they believe it's literally Basra. Basra only has about 2,000 to 3,000 people inhabiting that land. So if the Lord goes and does what he's talking about here to the actual land of Basra, what type of fucking mass grand judgment is that? The Lord's making it seem like right here in these scriptures, when we read about this end time destruction, it's going to be magnificent. Just, oh my goodness, a lot of death. What the fuck? Come on, really? 2,000 to 3,000 people out of like fucking what? It's 8 trillion? I mean, 8 trillion? What are we talking about? That's not shit. So it says that Basra is America. All right, and it says in a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. All right, talking about America. All right, but Esau, you're getting judged, man. Right. So it says in the unicorns. All right, and the unicorns shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness. For it is the day of Yahweh's vengeance, and the year of recompenses, for the controversy of Zion, for what you've done to our people, right, to the Lord's people. Okay? Yeah. So the Lord gonna take vengeance on you, man. You're gonna be judged, and this place is gonna be turned into a wilderness. It's gonna be turned into a desert dwelling place. All right, a place where desert creatures dwell. Right? And see, that's the judgment coming upon this place. All right, so, this guy's sitting here saying, oh, we're never going to be taken over. Well, the scripture says otherwise. How do you get into this? What do you have to say about this? Let me go to Revelation 18 and 1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the Well, since I'm going to read that part, you might as well just finish out Isaiah 34 so you get an understanding on that. Since I'm going to read that. Verse 9, Isaiah 34. And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch, it shall not be quenched night nor day, meaning it's going to be a forever memorial on what you do, what happens if you fuck with the Lord. All right. The smoke thereof shall go up forever. So it's not going to literally be burning and smoking forever. No, like I said, it's just it's symbolic for what you do if you go against the Lord. Right. And it says, from generation to generation, it shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever. But the cormorant and the bittern shall possess it. The owl also and the raven shall dwell in it. And he shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion and the stones of emptiness. They shall call the nobles thereof to the kingdom, but none shall be there. And all her princes shall be nothing. The thorns in the Slakia, and thorns shall come up in her place, in her palaces, nettles and brambles in the fortresses thereof. And it shall be an habitation of dragons, and a court for owls. The wild beasts of the desert shall also meet with the wild beasts of the island, and the satyr shall cry to his fellow. The screech owl also shall rest there, and find for herself a place of rest. These are all desert creatures that it's talking about here. Therefore, or there shall the great owl make her nest, and lay a hatch, and gather under her shadow. There shall the vultures also be gathered, every one with her mate. You see, you get the gist what's going on here, right? Seek ye out of the book of the Lord, which we're doing right now. We're reading this, and read. No one of these shall fail. None shall want her mate. For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them. And he hath cast the lot for them, and his hand hath divided it unto them by line. They shall possess it forever, from generation to generation shall they dwell therein. These desert creatures. Now we're going to go to Revelation 18, since you got some more context. All right, well, nothing but a short chapter. So now, we'll start at verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils. Now that goes back to what we were just reading in Isaiah 34, those desert creatures. And the whole of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the, and that also you could even break that down and say it's going into how the Lord mingled a perverse spirit over this place too. You could say that as well, right? But to verify it, it's going into Isaiah 34. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, right? And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants, which is talking about the nations still, of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacy. So these other nations have profited from doing business with America. These other nations have profited. So as much as they try to act like they're the good guy and America's just the only bad guy, which is the worst of the bad guys, it's the baddest of the bad guys, but you nations are guilty too. Right? You got rich off of this shit. China wasn't on this shit, Russia and all that. Y'all got rich off America, man. The proof is in the pudding. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. All right. And, that's it. That's why I want to get on that one. Right. The Lord is going to bring judgment upon this place. Let me go get Revelation, the 6th chapter. Yeah, verse 9 is going into Revelation 20 and 4. Yep, I'm going to start here at 12. The sixth seal, terror. Revelation 6 and 12. And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake. Why was there an earthquake? Because of the nukes. It's something that the nukes caused. All right. And the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. And the stars of heaven fell unto the earth. All right, now what is this stars of heaven talking about? Is this talking about literally you looking up and stars are starting to fall out of heaven? No, this is talking about those nuclear warheads. They're going to be coming from the sky. They're going to get shot into the sky. They're going to come down from the sky. Remember what it said in Isaiah 34, the fig falling off a fig tree. All right. So it says, and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as I didn't even know I was going to say that, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs. So going hand in hand with Isaiah 34, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little, when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And that mighty wind going to be Yahweh, because he's going to be in the missiles guiding them. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, right? And that's talking about the nuclear mushroom clouds once again. And every mountain and island were moved out of their places, all right? Every mountain and island got moved out of their places. Why? What happened during the first death, the first major death back in the time of Noah, the flood? You know how they used to call the land mass on Earth Pangea, when it was all together and it got broken up because the dinosaurs got an asteroid hit them and yada yada yada, right? Well, that Pangea situation came due to the flood. You're going to have another kind of Pangea situation happen when these nukes hit, because the earth is going to be moved out of its place again. As it just said in the scriptures, the earth is going to be moved out of its place again. So you're going to have islands, little Caribbean islands getting wiped off the face of the earth. You're going to have land masses literally shifting. So the world map is going to look a lot fucking different when them nukes obliterate this motherfucker. All right? And it says, and the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. Talking about the elites. All right, the elites hiding in their little bunkers, right? It goes hand in hand with Amos 9 and Jeremiah 16. So I'm not going to grab those. And it says, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. So they saying, hide us from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. And they said, for the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? So they're going to try to hide from that day. Like Amos 9 say, Jeremiah 16, we're going to get your ass. Psalm 149. There's literally no way out of this one, man. You're cooked. Right, so this guy says America is never going to be taken over. Well, the scriptures say otherwise. What does it say in 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, in the 9th verse? For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So this is an unbeatable prophecy. All the prophecies that are mentioned in the scriptures have already come to pass or is about to come to pass. Regardless, they're true. They're faithful and true. The scriptures say the words of this book are faithful and true. So it's going to happen, right? It's going to happen. What is this? 1 Peter 3? No, maybe I'm thinking about 2 Peter. Oh, I was in the right spot. 2 Peter 3. I overlooked it. Oh, good, cool. I thought it was up here, so. Let me see where I want to start at, though. Yeah, I'll just start up here. Verse 10, 2 Peter 3 and 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise. What's that great noise? The nukes, man. It's going to be boom, 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 boom. You know, it's going to get loud. And the heavens passed away. Does that mean the literal heavens are going to pass away? No, it's talking about the current rulership is going to pass away, meaning the Edomites are going to be taken out of power. That's what that means. And it says, and it's going to happen through nukes. And the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Fervent is hot, man. Fervent heat. Let's click on that. Let's go into the word fervent. Let's see what it gives us. That's some fire. That's hot. Like, that's hot. Let's click on this.
Strong's G 2741. Causao.
So, to burn up, set fire to suffer with feverish burning, be parched with fever, set on fire, fervent heat. And fervent, when you go deeper into it, I don't know why, it means something that's very hot. Passion, hot, burning, or glowing, right? So it's very hot, something that's hot. Keep saying it, because that's what it is. And if you don't repent, you're going to feel it. Anyway, and the earth also, and what is the element? Everything around you. Everything here that you see, feel, hear, touch, smell, whatever is an element. All right, so everything is going to melt here in Babylon the Great. All right. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Now, the whole earth is not going to be burnt up. This total destruction is going to take place in two places, Israel and America. The difference between the two is that America will not be built back up, as we read in Isaiah 34, but Israel will be built back up. Okay, that's going to be built back up. Because we're going to have to go over there. We're going to go back home. All right, so it got to be built back up. And it says, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, meaning it's going to come to pass, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? So what manner of person are you going to be? How are you going to be, right? How are you going to carry yourself as a man of the Lord? You got to be doing you got to be doing the right thing, doing what you're supposed to do, because this judgment is on the way. Right? This judgment is on the way. It ain't going to stop. Looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of the Lord, the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Right? So there you have it, man. And you want to be counted blameless. This is going to get into when you go down even further. So this guy says America is not going to be destroyed, but it is. That's all we've been reading about is the destruction of America right here. What do you mean America's not going to be destroyed? You know, these nations are going to shoot nukes on you. They're going to be a guard unto the other nations over there in the east, and they're going to fight you. I'm talking about Russia. Russia going to be that guard. They're going to fight you, and they're going to win. They're going to prevail, and they're going to win. And they're going to win. Right? They're going to win. All right, America is going to be completely destroyed by those thermonuclear missiles. I suggest, because I'm not going to make this too long, but I suggest reading Joel 2, Revelation 9, Revelation 11, right? Reading these books, Revelation 16, Revelation 17, because Revelation 17 even gets into how, when you go to verse 16, how even their allies, right, the EU, is going to turn on them. Right? So it's going to get pretty bad out here for this place. All right? There's no saving America, man. What does it say in Jeremiah 51? Take balm for her pain, lest she would be healed. Roughly paraphrasing. Because America's not going to be healed. There's no healing. It's already the fourth beast has already been healed once. This chief part of the fourth beast is not going to be healed. It's time to knock it out completely, and that's what the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is going to do. So Esau is very prideful, thinking this place is not going to be destroyed, but according to the scriptures, it is. Right, and if brothers want to add to it down below in the comment section, because there was a lot I didn't touch upon, go ahead. You know, I love talking about the topic of nukes, because America, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it. All right, America, Babylon the Great, you're gonna feel that. Right, so Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to end it by giving all praises, all honor, and all glory to our power, Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Rachakurash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who have taught us this truth in the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai. And until next time, Abad Babal, Kwam Yasharallah, Gadol Abadium, Lababal Hagadol, Yahweh Mahar, Wa Habathum. And until next time, Shalom.